Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Toronto police say 23 local suspects among dozens charged in Ontario child exploitation investigation. Weapons down but not away. Tory says province will help city with budget shortfall, but Bill 23 still a threat for Toronto's finances. Auditor General finds Ontario wasted millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses. Ontario pediatric infectious disease experts urge parents to get kids vaccinated. Police in York region looking for suspects after 4 separate pharmacy robberies. Pedestrian taken to hospital after being struck by vehicle in York region.
These were the headlines and now let's jump right into the detail.
York Regional Police are investigating after a pedestrian was struck in East Gwillimbury Wednesday afternoon. Officers responded to reports of collision in the area of Davis Drive and Highway 48 at around 3:20 p.m. YRP say a pickup truck veered off the road and hit a pedestrian. The pedestrian was transported to hospital with unknown injuries, paramedics said. YRP said the driver remained at the scene and sustained minor injuries. The Ontario Provincial Police said Davis Drive will be closed from Highway 48 to McHoven Road for a while, and Highway 48 is temporarily closed between Herald and Vivian roads. The Ontario government has indicated that it will help Toronto out of massive budgetary shortfall once again this year. It has at the same time not indicated how it will help the city make up hundreds and millions of dollars in lost revenue that will result from fee breaks it legislated for developers this week. Speaking with reporters at City Hall Wednesday afternoon, Mayor John Tory said the province has agreed to cover up to a third of $703 million operating budget shortfall that remains this year as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The whole in this year's budget and previously been pegged at $815 million, but a recent variance report shaved $112 million off that estimate. Tory said the commitment from the province is hundreds of millions of dollars more than what he anticipated when he wrote to Premier Duckford and Federal Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland several weeks ago to urge them to commit funding to help the city. Tory said a letter he received from Housing Minister Steve Clark also committed to ensuring the City of Toronto is made whole when it comes to the impact of Bill 23, which passed this week and eliminates or reduces some charges to developers which normally flow to municipalities. Clark says the province is launching a third-party audit of municipal finances to determine if Toronto will see any shortfall in revenue as a result of the housing law. A recent report by city staff estimated that the bill could cost Toronto some $230 million per year in lost development charges and warned that it could in fact slow down development by making it harder for the city to provide the infrastructure that supports development. Tory said he looks forward to discussions with the province on alternative revenue sources for the city. He pointed out that despite having downloaded responsibility for the maintenance of the Guardian Expressway and Don Valley Parkway to the city years ago, the province has nonetheless blocked Toronto from implementing tolls on those roads to help pay for the upkeep. The mayor warned that if the province does not come up with ways to help municipalities make up the shortfall brought about by the legislated break for developers, we will ramp up our campaign against the legislation. While he said he is 100% on side with the goal of building more homes, Tory said it can't be done without also supporting municipal infrastructure. More than 100 suspects have been charged in Ontario, including 23 in Toronto, in connection with massive provincial law enforcement project targeting online child exploitation. Project Maverick was conducted in October as part of the provincial strategy to protect children from sexual abuse and exploitation on internet. Ontario Provincial Police OPP collaborated with 27 policing partners, including Toronto, Peel, Durham, Hamilton, and Ottawa for the endeavour. The Attorney General and Solicitor General also assisted with the initiative. Across the province, police services conducted a total of 277 investigations throughout October. They executed 168 search warrants and seized 1,032 devices. In total, 428 charges were laid against 107 people in the month-long initiative. These numbers are shocking, but they provide hope by showing the lengths our teams are willing to go to protect children, OPP Chief Superintendent Carrie Dart said in statement. Project Maverick identified a total of 61 victims, and additional 60 children were safeguarded as they were at increased risk of exploitation. There are 175 ongoing investigations where additional charges may be laid. A full list of charges laid in Project Maverick can be found here. Toronto police say their service conducted 24 search warrants in 20 days, arrested 23 people, and laid a total of 96 criminal charges in the initiative. The police service also seized 131 devices containing images of child sexual abuse and exploitation, identified 22 victims, and safeguarded 10 children. In one instance, Toronto police were able to identify a person of interest online who was allegedly planning to kidnap and abuse young children, Adam said. Adam added that there were some repeat offenders arrested by Toronto police. A list of accused charged in Toronto can be found here. The arrests came as police say sextortion and self-exploitation among children and teens are on the rise. Since the provincial strategy began in 2006, police have laid more than 24,600 charges against 6,540 people. Authorities are asking anyone with information about the abuse of child to contact their local police force called Crime Stoppers anonymously. Ontario Municipal Affairs and Housing Minister Steve Clark offered an emphatic denial Wednesday to allegations that he tipped off developers ahead of announcing changes to the Greenbelt. The denial comes after Clark refused to be explicit a day earlier when answering similar questions in the legislature and from reporters. Clark announced earlier this month that he is proposing to remove land from 15 different areas of the Greenbelt so that 50,000 homes can be built while adding acres elsewhere, despite previous promises from Premier Doug Ford and the minister that they wouldn't touch the protected land. Media reports have suggested that some prominent developers who are progressive conservative donors stand to benefit from the move. Some bought that land in the past few years despite Ford and Clark's public pronouncements it wouldn't be developed, with one purchase happening as recently as September according to the investigations by the CBC, the Globe and Mail, the Toronto Star, and the Narwhal. Green Party leader Mike Schreiner asked the Integrity Commissioner earlier this week to investigate whether Clark or Ford broke ethics rules around making a public policy decision to further someone's private interests. On Wednesday, Clark was asked for a second day by the NDP if he gave any landowner, developer, or lobbyist information about the Greenbelt plan before it became public, where he was vague a day earlier, saying only that he often meets with developers and followed all the rules for posting his Greenbelt proposal to environmental registry for public comment period. He was definitive on Wednesday. No, Clark said, I'm going to be assisting the Integrity Commissioner in his investigation. I look forward to being vindicated and I'll look forward to the apology from the official opposition. A spokesperson for the Office of the Integrity Commissioner said Schreiner's complaint was received and the matter is under review. The NDP has also asked the Auditor General to investigate. Ontario created the Greenbelt in 2005 to protect agriculture and the environmentally sensitive lands in the Greater Golden Horseshoe area from development. York Region Police are searching for suspects after 4 separate pharmacy robberies in the region in the last week. Police say that on November 23rd at around 11:30 a.m. officers were called to a pharmacy located on Mislington Avenue near Thistlewood Avenue in Vaughan for a reported robbery. 2 male suspects, one armed with gun, allegedly entered the pharmacy and demanded cash and drugs. They stole a quantity of cash and drugs before they fled from the scene in the vehicle, police said. At approximately 5:25 p.m., a second robbery occurred at the pharmacy located on Highway 27 near Milani Boulevard in Vaughan. Again, 2 male suspects armed with a gun entered the store and demanded cash and drugs. The suspects obtained a quantity of drugs and cash before they fled from the scene in the vehicle. No injuries were reported in either incident, according to police. Investigators believe the 2 robberies may be connected. Both suspects are described as male, black, and between 16 to 18 years old. Then, on Monday, police were called to a pharmacy on Davis Drive in Newmarket at around 7 p.m. for a reported robbery. Police say 2 male suspects wearing masks entered the pharmacy and punched an employee. Then they stole a quantity of cash and drugs before fleeing the scene in vehicle. 40 minutes later, police say another robbery occurred at the pharmacy on Markham Road in Markham. Again, 2 male suspects entered the store and demanded cash and drugs. The suspects obtained a quantity of drugs and cash before they fled from the scene in vehicle, police said. No injuries were reported in either incident, and no further suspect information has been released.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.